Hello Trek fans and ship nerds everywhere, it is I, Captain Foley, coming back at you with another Eaglemoss product review, and today we're visiting the Kelvinverse. Now, a lot of you probably think, but Captain Foley, you don't like the Kelvinverse, you don't like any of the ships, and that's not true. I do like a lot of them. My big issue is the J.J. Prize, the Ryan Church designed Enterprise, but we've talked about that ad nauseum over the years, so we're not going to get into that today. But I do have some here that I got in my recent Eaglemoss shipment, and these ones are kind of nice, and I've never actually opened these up or seen them up close, but it's going to be interesting to talk about. Today we have the USS Armstrong, NCC 1769, and there we got the new Star Trek, the official Starships Collection packaging. I do really like the new packaging. You got the display window, you've got the name and registry of the ship, and then some of the other ships in the classic ship lineup there. So the box is really nice. I like them a lot better than the old boxes. We got the Armstrong there on the side with the registry, which is great. You can put it in a bookcase if you want and still be able to see your ships, which I really like. The old ones you couldn't do that. You couldn't see what they were. So on the top you got another version of the ships if you want to stack them this way as well. Lots of different possibilities for this packaging. And on the side, this side, you got pictures from the magazines. You got some of the shots of the ship there. So even if you want to put them in a bookcase this way, you can. But on the back are some of the other ones that you can get in the line. I'm really looking forward to getting Nomad at some point. I've always wanted a Nomad, so that'll be a great one to add to the collection. But there's some of the other ones there. Now, opening this up, like I said, it's my first time opening these ones, so first thing we do is pull the magazine out. And I love the new little magazines. Much better than the old ones, which were full size and weren't the same size as the box. I love that these are included in the box. But there you got a beautiful shot of the Armstrong and USS Armstrong, NCC 1769 there, and then some stats right here. Kelvin timeline ship, length 254 meters, crew of 200, max speed warp 9.2. So let's get into the magazine and see what's in there. First two pages, same as always. You got the how to place it on the stand there, and here you got the USS Armstrong and then the specifications, but a really beautiful shot of it from the front. I do like the look of this thing from the front. It's got a very nice look to it with the 3 nacelles. At least I believe it is. Yeah, they are 3 nacelles. So, and then down here we got, well, down here first of all we've got some shots of the model itself, which we'll get into detail stuff later, but here is the more specifications. Launched 23rd century, length 254 meters, crew 200 approximately, top speed of warp 9.2, weaponry, phasers, and torpedoes, and destroyed in 2258. So, next up, we got a really beautiful shot of the ship. It looks really good here. And it says, the Armstrong looked very similar to the equivalent type of Starfleet vessel from the Prime Universe, except that it had 3 warp nacelles. So, and we got some other shots of it. There's a beautiful shot right there. And then you can see it off the bow of the Enterprise. And then just some other shots from the movie as well here. So quite a bit of pictures and information. I love the way these books are formatted and laid out. They look really nice. So yeah, good job Eaglemoss. Next up we got sort of an orthos. Just the top and the side, which I still maintain Eaglemoss needs to make posters of these, because a lot of these orthos posters I would get because they're really cool. I really like orthos. And it shows the Narada down there as well, but yeah. Great looking ship. Next page, it talks about designing the Armada. So the ships sent to Vulcan, including the USS Armstrong, were mainly created by Alex Yeager. And there's one of the star bases there. Over on this page, we got a concept sketch there, and that says, concept illustrator John Eaves was asked to come up with several ships for the fleet that was dispatched to Vulcan. He already had worked on several Star Trek movies and TV shows and knew what could be conceptually conceptually appropriate within the established franchise. Despite a healthy budget for the movie, cuts had to be made in certain areas, and John Eaves' concepts had to be dropped for a less expensive way to create the fleet. So there's those two concepts there. And over here we've got, there's the Armstrong up there with the Enterprise, and I forget the other class here. The designs created by Alex Yeager were seen alongside the USS Enterprise as they used thrusters to maneuver away from space dock before initiating warp drive. The three-nacelled USS Armstrong could be seen above the Enterprise, while the four-nacelled USS Newton featured in the same scene, just in front and below the hero ship. That's actually a nice shot, and I'm not a fan of the JJ Prize, but it looks good from that angle. There are quite a few angles where it looks really good, and others where it's not so much. Over here we got some more concept art, and it's just a bunch of different versions of ships, as you can see. And that says, Alex Yeager started off by using elements of the USS Kelvin and USS Kobayashi Maru models that had already been built for the movie. He then rearranged their parts, such as the warp nacelles and saucer sections, to create new ships. He started off by producing a series of quick sketches like those above, and showing them to producers so they could choose the design they liked before they created final versions of them. So I always love concept stuff, and those look really good. Here's just some of the battle above Vulcan, or more like a massacre, if you will. So, and on the next page, again, a lot more concepts. There's a bunch of there's the Armstrong up there, and then down here we've got just more of the fleet. I do like the red version as well. The USS Excelsior is that one, but that's very cool. Over here again, just talking about how the ships stack up and compare to each other. It's really nice stuff there for sure. USS Defiant. And it talks here at the last page, it's got some just on screen, just talks about the appearance in 2009. And here you got the also available, and that's just the Starship Collection ships. So on the back of the book we have the the Armstrong, the Armstrong class from the top. And again, from the top this thing looks really impressive, so definitely like that. So let's go ahead and look at the ship. And here it is here. I do love the detailing on it, the plate detailing. These are actually really nice, much nicer than I anticipated. But yeah, it's not big really. It's like that compared to my hand. So it's not a large ship. It's not like the XLs or some of the other Eaglemoss ships, but you can see a lot of those nice details there. So let's take a look at it up close. Going to the front registry, got the USS Armstrong NCC 1769 with the black TOS style lettering with the red striping around it, and it looks good. No complaints there. The hull texturing, it's kind of a gray and silver, more silver than anything, and then gray little specks in it to make it look older and weathered, which I think really looks good on these. I'm really impressed with this actually. Definitely going to be keeping this one because this is a nice one. Moving back to the bridge, you got the bridge dome there with the little white top, and not a lot of detail, not a lot of windows per se, but for the size there's not much there. It does have got 2 ball turret phaser emitters, one on each side of the USS Armstrong there, and yeah, just looks really nice. It's also got, if you go to the back here, it's got the registry and the ship name there as well, which I really like. That's a nice touch. So going to the bottom of the saucer, not as much detail there, just more of the silver and gray markings, as well as 2 more phaser ball turrets, which are kind of like a coppery color, but they look really good. You see some windows there around that lower dome. But let's move back to the top for a second and we'll look at this roll bar, very Miranda style-esque, and got like a impulse crystal type deal there on the top, some kind of detail. It's very similar to an impulse crystal that we see in the refit Enterprise, and it looks like photon torpedo launchers at the front, perhaps 4 of them, 2 on each side, and then kind of like a coppery detail on each side of those. Same on the back, same thing, another 4 launchers. Looks really impressive actually, but there's no mega phaser turrets or anything on the ends like the Miranda class, but that's okay. Moving to this back part here, you can see you got the impulse engines there, and again, not a lot of detail, but it looks really good for the size, I do have to say. So let's move to the nacelles now. At the front, there's no red Bizarre collectors like we standardly see, but there's like a yellowy white kind of pinstriping or detail around the Bizarre collectors there on all of them, and they look really good. They look really detailed and intricate, which is nice. On the sides, if you move back a little bit, there is the registry number there again with the black lettering with the red striping around it. Looks very impressive. And then some fin details or intercoolers, whatever you'd want to call them. Going to the bottom of the nacelles, each of them, you see a brown detail, which I'm not sure what that is. It's kind of, actually it's kind of like a browny gold, antique gold color, but looks really, really nice. Also want to point out too that the center nacelle is longer. They line up at the front here, but at the back, as you can see, this middle one is longer, which is a nice touch. It's a nice, gives it a nice look. This has a really sharp appearance. I'm really falling in love with this ship. This design's really nice. Going to the back of the nacelles, they have some clear blue plastic details for the ends of the nacelles, which again looks really impressive. So, and that's it, guys. There's not much more to talk about with this one. It is a very, very nice, intricately detailed model, though, for the size. Again, you can't see any windows or anything along the rim of the saucer. There's nothing like that, but it's good that way because there's no misalignment issues. But it's got such a cool look with those 3 nacelles. So, and I know a lot of people out there screaming about the pairs rule. We have a whole video about that. Anyway, I have no problem with 3 nacelle designs or single nacelles, as you know. So, anyway, let's take this over and take it on the stand. Hopefully this stand is as strong as an arm. An arm strong. Let's go take a look. Alright, so here she is on the turntable, and I really like the way the stand fits. Usually I'm not a huge fan of the stand placement for these. It's a little thick on the bottom of the saucer there, but with the way it slots in at the top, it doesn't stand out really. It looks really good. So I know it sits in the slot really well. The stand is quite nice, and this is when you put it on a lower shelf and it just looks great. I really do like that. Really nice looking ship. On an eye level shelf like that, you have it pointing away from you with a little bit of light coming in. Those nacelles kind of pop at the ends, which is really nice. From the side, it also looks really good. It's got a nice stance to it, And this stand doesn't angle up like a lot of them do, so I kind of like that. I like the more straight approach. From the front, also looks really impressive with those nacelle details coming at you. Put it on a higher shelf. Again, oh wow, that looks really nice. Pretty much any position you put it in, it would look really good just because of the detail that's on it. Look at that dimensionality you see there. That looks really cool. I don't even want to put this back in the box. This one might have to go on display. But looks really impressive. Nice little ship. And yeah, so the Kelvinverse has some nice designs for sure. So anyway guys, that is it for the USS Armstrong. If you guys want, there's an affiliate link down below for Eaglemoss. Click that. It'll take you to their site, and it lets you know, it lets them know where the traffic is coming from, so they know you're coming from Trek Yards. And please comment down below what you think about this design. If you have it, if it's one of your favorites. If you haven't seen it yet, let me know if you're going to get it as well. Comment down below. Don't forget to, of course, like the video. Click that thumbs up button. Oh, one more thing I should mention with that affiliate link. Put $50 worth or more in your cart and use the discount code TrekYards10 at checkout to save yourself some money. And trust me, getting $50 in your cart at Eaglemoss is super easy. Barely an inconvenience. So go ahead and do that. Also, don't forget to subscribe to both channels, the Captain Foley personal channel and the Trek Yards channel. And by all means, check out other videos by us as well. So until next time, guys, I'm Captain Foley. See you later.